you're able to connect your phone up, which is what you want when you're calling your gal pals to go to the cinema or whatever people do that drive these. I'm not really quite sure, if I'm honest. Oh, it's a policeman. He seems very much in a hurry. Must be a fatal stabbing on the Isle of Wight. It won't be. It will be like a wheelie bin that's fallen over. That's all that will be. Lovely service as usual in the BMW dealership. No one ever smiles in there. I don't understand. And they've left it in gear. So yeah, I thought I'd start the video here at, again, my local BMW dealership, Snow's on the Isle of Wight. The 500 went in to get a couple of bits mended. One being the driver's door handle, which unfortunately broke when we picked it up. Now, it's actually taken the dealership, so the people that actually sold this car, 3.5 weeks to fix that one door handle. 3.5 weeks? That's insane to me. I could have bought one off eBay quicker and fitted it myself. I can't understand that. So unfortunately, again, I've gone into the BMW dealership on the Isle of Wight and no one's smiling. Everyone's like dismissing the fact that you're even in the room. It's because you're not there buying a car, which is embarrassing to me. I can't believe that that's the mentality of that dealership. I from the last time was like, you know, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. But this time, I'm fucking serious, it's really bad and I need to stop it. If you're treating your customers that way, I will happily put it on video, because you shouldn't be doing that. You should not be doing that to people that are paying your fucking wages and buying cars off you and, you know, supporting you as a business and stuff. It's literally a joke. I hope someone from BMW sees this and are able to rectify their serious problems with their staff and their mentality of treating their customers. And I think everyone would agree here on YouTube, and the people that, you know, watch my videos, that you cannot treat your customers that way, can you? Let's be honest. So, starting the video off on a bad note, I'd say. But anyway, back onto the review. Now, again, we've just picked this up from the BMW dealership. They haven't cleaned it, which is embarrassing as well. But first impressions with driving this little car. Well, although this car is relatively small, it's quite spacious in here. I think you've got more than enough headroom to, you know, get your head in, which is fantastic. It does feel Beetle-y though, so if you jump in a Beetle, you'll see what I mean, where the roof is a lot bigger than it needs to be. Which means you could get, you know, a 6-foot person in it very, very easily. But obviously it does determine the shape of the car. Obviously this car is, you know, sort of that shape anyway, sort of bubbly, which is a good thing, because you get, you know, more space inside. Although I do still have the feeling you're relatively high in the car. The abaft didn't feel, you know, sort of upright and as high as this one. On the plus side of that, you have great visibility. You can see everything. You can see, you know, where you're going, where you've been, where to park. In that sense, it's great, because as a city car, you want to make sure that you're able to get in little spots and stuff, and I can see right round the car. I know exactly where the boot stops, and you're sort of able to see everything, so that's a massive bonus in my books. The steering is stupidly light, in my opinion. Really, really do, you know, like the fact that you're able to throw it, which is quite nice. It has got a city button in these as well, so you're able to sort of do it with one finger if you really wanted to. Going through the gears, the clutch feels nice. It's not too stiff, it's not too heavy, so you wouldn't really mind it going through traffic and through town, so that's great as a little city car. The gearbox feels good. Not as precise as the abaft, don't get me wrong, but obviously you're not going to get some racing bloody, you know, shifts in there, short shifter and all that. You're not going to get that sort of feeling from this car. But I've always been adamant that this car was built with a buyer in mind. It was, you know, a younger, more, you know, stylish sort of person that would enjoy one of these. So it was, you know, it's form over function in my opinion. This is definitely a car that you would buy because it's a Fiat 500 and not because, you know, of what it drives like. I think it's really bought by people that want one regardless of how it drives. This car was built to sell. It was built to, you know, tick the box style wise, regardless of actually how it drives and how you feel in it and stuff. So from that sort of perspective, if I was a younger person and I wanted to have one of these in my life, I would have one straight away because of the style of it, because of the looks, and because it, you know, the whole Fiat 500 thing. Oh, I've got a Fiat 500 and it's white. Ooh, like this. Oh, that's good. Ooh, it's got steering control. Ooh, searching. Oh, it's got Bluetooth, which is always good. You're able to connect your phone up, which is what you want when you're calling your gal pals to go to the cinema or whatever people do that drive these. I'm not really quite sure, if I'm honest. That's not being sexist to girls. Last time, someone in the comments was like, oh, you're such a sexist pig because you said girls drive Fiat 500s. No, I didn't. I said it's a good idea for Fiat to make this car because girls will like it, so it fucking sold like a madman. That was the idea of this car. That's what I meant by it. I didn't mean like, oh, only girls should have this car. There's a bloody ambulance coming. Oh, it's a policeman. He seems very much in a hurry. Must be a fatal stabbing on the Isle of Wight. It won't be. It will be like a wheelie bin that's fallen over. That's all that will be. So you can put your phone book on it. You can get your Messenger media player. Although I don't think this works with an iPhone. It's got the Windows, you know, plug down there, and it charges the phone, but I don't think, or I couldn't find out, and I couldn't work it out, how to actually get an iPhone to play music through this. I might be lying, because I only sat there and did it for a couple of minutes. Just noticed they've left the city steering on. That's interesting. Now that's something to note. The city steering stays on regardless of how fast you're going. Is that a good idea? It does smell absolutely fantastic in here though, with this sweet strawberry Yankee Candle air freshener. I would definitely recommend that. So guys, let's have a look around this Fiat 500. Now, these, I think, again, as I've already said, are very made for style, form over function. Regardless of how it drives, I think people are still going to buy them. Now, that brings it down to the looks of the car. That's why I want to go into a bit more in-depth into the looks of this actual car, because at the end of the day, that's why people are going to be buying it, in my opinion. It's because it's a Fiat 500 and because of the way it looks. So straight away, the profile of the car is quite high, don't get me wrong, and quite short, but it's not a bad thing because obviously you've got a lot more space inside the cabin for activities. As from the previous 500 that I've done, I'm adamant that these are eyelashes on top of the headlights. I am so adamant that that is the design of the headlights. Whether this is true or not, I'm not really sure. It's definitely a design cue, I think they're going to call it. I like that they've sort of kept the original styling of the original Fiat 500 by, you know, the lights are sort of the same, this is sort of the same, badge is sort of the same, just sort of a more of an updated sort of feel to the car. Coming around the side, door handles, they're like the older one as well, sort of in a new age design, which I quite like. Coming around the back, this one has got, I'm assuming it's an optional spoiler, because I don't see many normal 500s with that spoiler on, so I quite like that. This one's got mud flaps on it as well. One thing to note about these, rusty exhaust tips. I seem to see it all the time on these, so that's a massive thing to remember. You know, I think that's a design flaw maybe, because this is only a 2008 car and it's already got a rusty exhaust tip. None of the rest of the car, or the underneath, or the exhaust system is rusty at all, except for the bit that you can see, so that's something to note. Again, styling cue, it's got like these little bits on it. Rear eyelashes, I'm going to say they are rear eyelashes. This is, you know, obviously from the original Fiat 500, just you sort of reworked into this one. Really do like that bit. I like the 500 bit there rather than having a stupid badge on the side. So let's jump inside with the fixed door handle now. That is now fixed. 3.5 weeks, thank you BMW. Inside we have a very, very pleasant interior, in my opinion. The door cards are really nice, but I wish they were a little bit more jazzy, I'm gonna say. A little bit more jazz in them would have been nice. I love this bit. This is, you can sort of push it and lock the doors by doing that, and I like that style. I think that's really good. If you're gonna sort of make an original sort of style, you know, locking door bit, then that was the right thing to do. Nice Fiat 500 kick plate there, like that. You've got the nicest steering wheel. I like this. I prefer the darker interior to the cream, you know, sort of interior, because it gets dirty quite easily, in my opinion. I prefer the black it looks a lot more conservative and it looks a lot nicer. The seats, very, very impressed with the seats. They're very comfortable. Your bolsters and, you know, your bottom bolsters, you can sit in it really nicely. It's got a nice feel to it. It's sort of half leather with a bit of whatever that is in the centre, and the cluster in the middle. Really, really like this. Obviously it's all digital, so when you start the car up, you're able to sort of see everything, as I will show you now. Get the key, put it in, it all lights up, front door open, got your fuel, got your temperature, and all that sort of good stuff. Sound system's really good in this one as well. It's got MP3 connectivity, Bluetooth, all that sort of business. So if you're going to find one, try and get the one with the pack that's got that on it as well, the Windows Media Mobile, whatever it's called, because you can connect stuff. This one though doesn't have rear headrest, so when you're sat in the back, you can sort of sit there, but you have no headrest. The back is actually quite good on this. I will actually get in just for YouTube, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice back here. This has never been sat in, the back of this. It feels quite nice though. It's still quite comfortable. I wouldn't like to do a massive journey in it, don't get me wrong. There's more than enough room in there for, you know, activities and trying to get out the car, which is a bit hard. Coming around to the boot, push it with the little push button bit under there. Relatively big for a 500, for a little city car. This bit though winds me up. I don't understand. I can understand that you don't want people to look in, don't get me wrong, but this is a part. I just think it's so, it's just silly. But the boot is more than big enough, I think, for little bits and bobs. The back seats do go down as well, so you're able to sort of get more stuff in there. Still not a huge car, but don't get me wrong, it's a city car. One thing to note, and I do not understand this, so you've got all of this nice car going on, and as you gradually get to the back, so you've got the nice dash, you've got all that sort of nice, yeah, that's nice. Back seats, oh, you've got nothing going on here, that's a bit strange. This is made out of cardboard, which I don't understand. And then you'll look up to pull this down, and there's like a bit of something. Like, why you've got all this really, really nice, and you've got that pulling the boot down. I don't get that. I don't understand why this is a good idea. I understand that's a good idea, and I know it's on a budget, this car, but it seems like they spent all the money down there and there's no money here. There's just no money, because this is the bit you don't see when you get in. Something to note, obviously this is more of a new car test, you know, style thing. Something I've never done before, if I'm quite honest. I'm usually into my performance cars. I can completely understand why you would. I'd buy an Abarth, if I'm honest, but that's because I like pops and bangs and stuff. I'm just a silly child. But yeah, it's a really nice car, and I'd definitely recommend one to anybody that wanted one. 30 quid a year road tax as well, which is a bonus. Another thing, I did point this out in the Abarth video. Down here, handbrake, seat, handbrake, seat, handbrake, seat. Every time I'm going for this bit, straight away realising that that's not the handbrake and grabbing the handbrake because I think I'm going to roll back. That's definitely something to note, that's a bit of a stupid idea. It's just a bit of a stupid idea. That's all I'm going to say about it. Oh, the acceleration. Oh, it's so fast. And there's 40. Wow, what a machine. It's still quite sprightly, I think the word is. It's still able to sort of, you know, be nippy enough around town. I wouldn't want to take it on the motorway, if I'm honest. With the 5 gears, I think it would be like this as you're going along, quite high revs in 5th. So yeah, this has obviously got the benefit of the 30 quid a year road tax, which is fantastic news for anyone that buys one of these. It means that you're able to pay 30 quid a year for the road tax on this car. So overall, what do I think of this car? Well, I really do like it. I think they've captured, you know, the older style of the 500 and put it into the, you know, a newer sort of setting for everyone to enjoy. Obviously, again, this is a style sort of car. That is the idea of this. Average consumption's at 43.5 mpg. I do think, and I swear I read somewhere that they were getting like 60 odd. This is obviously round town driving, so that's still really good, don't get me wrong. But you still probably be a little bit pushed to get over 50, 55 mpg on the motorway, because you'll constantly have your foot down, trying to keep up with the traffic, I think. Obviously a little bit different this video to the usual, more of a new car, younger driver test on this little Fiat 500, only because I've been very intrigued by these, and since my Abarth experience, which I absolutely loved, I wanted to see what the base car could offer you as a, you know, a daily driver and as, you know, a get around car. And it's fantastic, it really is. It's such a good little car. I'd really recommend one to someone that's on sort of the tipping point of buying one of these, especially with the prices they are now. They're coming down because I think there was a lot of them sold. You're able to sort of pick one up with, you know, relatively low miles, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 miles for next to nothing these days. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers guys.